Hello there, people, and welcome to yet another edition of Quake! Well, specifically Q2! And, today we shall be checking out Obsidian Caves. Which, normally obsidian is a blackish type of material. So I'm assuming this would be like a black metal, but, basically at this point we've been seeing Q2 rise to us with every single mission. So, yeah, I don't know what to expect. It could be bright white for all I know. Like, that's how little, really, we can care anymore. It's getting that bad. So, let's load it up and see what it is. Just out of curiosity. And because I don't really have anything else to do, not like I can really talk much about anything, like I said, that's where the really biggest problem about Q2 is the fact that this really, what do you exactly talk about here? It's just kind of like there. It's something that doesn't really promote much conversation because it's so generic and so sameish every level. It makes it hard to really say anything. Yeah, especially all these multiplayer levels that are really, really like no gameplay at all. Yeah, look at this level. Look at this brown level. Wait a minute. When I looked at the loading thing, it was like a tan. I load the game, now it's a purple. Make up your mind! At least purple's better than brown for obsidian. But this ain't really an obsidian either. Like, I don't look at this and see obsidian. But, whatever. We could complain every single time about Q2 lying to us. It would be basically a very, very redundant thing. Oh, looky there, there's a double-barreled shotgun. I could use that. Or maybe a grenade launcher. Or maybe the nail gun. What, are you just gonna jam all these guns next to each other? I'm getting a little bit confused. Wait a minute, we were just in an area that looks symmetrical to this. Well, that's brilliant. Alright. And we come back out here. I think we're just around the corner from the other area. Oh wow, we just got all the guns in the map. We haven't even made really far into this map. At least I don't believe so, and yet we've gotten all the guns. That's always brilliant. Let's get some more rockets so we don't die. And some random shells, sure. Because, you know, why not move down a tight little corridor instead of, you know, just dominating and collecting more ammo? That's really about it, besides these little side areas here. Wait, is there only like one room, actually? Yeah, there's only one room forward. I see. What was the point of this? Like, why does this room exist? It probably serves some purpose in the single-player rendition of this level. You know, aka, we made these levels with different names, but we couldn't bother to change the geometry at all. So you have a bunch of useless rooms. Well, thank you. Anyway, I don't really have much more to talk about here. Yeah, I'm really running out of things to say for these levels. I've been playing way too many deathmatch levels lately. I think we're getting up to like 14 levels, and so far only 2 of them have been single player. So yeah, that means we've done 12 multiplayer levels in a row. Or pretty much. I think we had like 2 separations in there. So say 14 minus 2, so wait, no, 12 minus 2, right? So we've done about 10 levels of just pure multiplayer levels in a row. Still, 10 levels in a row of just multiplayer? That's never a good thing. You know, that's just sheer tedium to the extreme. We need something to break this up, because, yeah. Like I said, playing to the single player levels can get a little bland, but honestly, what really gets boring is multiplayer, because there's really nothing to do but look at stuff. And you're going to see this as a common pattern with all these, because guess what? Quake, with its popularity on multiplayer, means that we really don't get much single player generally. Q2 is actually pretty nice with single player regard. I believe it's a 51-50 ratio. I believe there's actually one more single player level than multiplayer, which is surprising compared to everything else out there, which usually has a bunch of multiplayer stuff and really no single player. Yeah, it's pretty sad. Like I said, I probably wouldn't say Quake is the best game for single player. I mean, it is if you like the base game, but if you want like a lot more content from like additional people, Quake isn't probably the best offering, even with the fact of the matter that it's one of the most modded games of all time. Most of the mods are going to be focused on death matches and deathmatch based levels. You'd be better off with something like Unreal, which is going to have a lot more single player levels. For some reason, the focus got heavily there on single player because the multiplayer side was heavily broken when it came out. And when they ended up fixing it, they really started just focusing on making a whole new game. So, really, by doing it the way they did it, it was pretty bad commercially because they basically failed on one whole side, but they ended up getting something that got really good for single player. Um, and Thief, of course, is totally single player, so everything there is dedicated to single player. So yeah, there's a lot of other offerings that were in the late '90s that were better than Quake when it comes to single player. In fact, Quake is probably one of the worst choices out there, besides maybe like I don't know, Quake 3. Because I don't even think Quake 3 has a single player mode. But that's aside the point. Uh, at least this is something. But even like Quake 3 in that era, like the whole thing when you start getting that later is the fact of the matter is you have bots. Like really any multiplayer game like after Unreal has bots in it. The big problem about Quake is there's no bots. We're still in the era when we didn't exactly have that type of stuff. Uh, so that means that we just basically run around a bunch of empty levels and really can't do anything. Even, like I said, even if nobody else is there to play with us, in later games, we can usually have some way to fix that problem. Here, we can't really do anything, and that kind of stinks. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you very much all for watching, and I shall see you all next time.